Like Barney Fife, I just walk up there, I'm like, hey! I do love traveling around. Grew up in Kentucky, and grew up tobacco farming with all my crazy uncles on the farm growing up. I know y'all probably got crazy uncles, right? Some of y'all probably are the crazy uncle in the family. We got my Uncle Chuck. He's awesome. He's 89 years old, 50% Irish and 50% Italian. That's a combo. Very pale and pasty white and angry and hairy all at the same time. Looks like a marshmallow's been kicked around on the barbershop floor. Yeah. Not the guy you want to take to the beach in Speedos, we found out. Yeah. He scared shrimp away, and they've got tiny eyeballs. That's my Uncle Chuck, tore up from the floor up Chuck. He's always been tore up. Even when I was a kid, he was fascinating. He had a glass eye, a toupee, and false teeth. I'm like, that's not an uncle, that's Mr. Potato Head right there. Take his eyeball out. He's still got the glass eyeball, but he's had he had the same one for a long time, like 30-something years. Kind of let the maintenance slide, if you ask me on it. Started getting a little mossy on the north side, y'all know what I'm saying? It's kind of like... But he didn't know any better, so we finally, last Thanksgiving, we were hanging out. We said, you mind if we get you a new glass eye? He's like, you're the one that's got to look at it. Knock yourself out. Fair enough. So he got his hopes up. Then we started looking for them, and they're a little pricey. We had to get on eBay and look for a gently used one that we could all pitch in on. You ever Google a glass eyeball on eBay? They got them. They had a BOGO special on Thanksgiving. I didn't even know what a BOGO was, but they have a lot of them on Thanksgiving, sure enough. So we got him a regular one for day-to-day use, and then for the weekends, we got him a magic 8-ball glass eye. He loves it. Sometimes it's confusing. He's shaking his head no, but he's saying, ask again later. The answer is hazy. He's a great guy. Yeah, he gives me his CDs and stuff to listen to, and I love it when I'm driving. This is a beautiful country out here. I got to be totally honest. Y'all know that. Some places I drive nothing. I got to drive across Kansas last summer. Oh, survivors, anybody tried that trip? I knew it was going to be flat. I didn't know you had to bring your own people. I had no idea. It's a BYOP state, the whole cross. I didn't know. That tornado from the Wizard of Oz took everything with it, I reckon. So I'm driving across. What I also did not know is the highway patrol has to be extra sneaky in Kansas because they have nothing to hide behind, right? They got to drive Mustangs or Trans Ams or Camaros, and sometimes they're pulling a bass boat, and that's just cheating. I had no idea. But if they don't drive something like that, you could spot them 6 or 7 hours away. So you got to be careful. But you've been there, you know. So I'm driving. I'm in what I call my Dave Ramsey truck. Y'all remember Dave Ramsey? He says, drive it till it blows up. I was close. 1996, 3 out of 4 cylinder, a Suzu pickup with a camper top on back. That's a woman getter right there, ain't it? I'm trying to catch up to that guy. It takes about 30 minutes. Then he started slowing down. Then he'd speed up. Then he'd slow down. Then he started switching lanes and kicking up gravel. I'm like, that guy has fallen asleep behind the wheel or something. I should try to get his attention and see if he's okay. Oh, you ever been so stupid you pulled the cops over? Anybody else? There's a lot of paperwork in that one. I don't even know how to pull anybody over, so I just start flipping my one good high beam at him for a little while. Roll down the window. I'm like, woo! Woo! Whoop, 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 whoop. That's pretty good, ain't it? I've been practicing. I must have swallowed 13 skeeters before he pulled over. Big old Kansas skeeters. They could have stood on their tippy toes and pistol whipped a chicken. They were big skaters. Got the West Nile hanging right off. But the guy pulls over. I'm like, game on. I pull over behind him and wait for him to get out. He doesn't get out. I'm like, maybe he's injured or something. I hop out of my truck, walk up to his window. I just start pounding on his window. Meanwhile, he's been loading the revolver on the other side. Then he cracks the window, and I see he's an officer. I got zero game plan. But I started thinking maybe I should arrest him before he arrests me. He was reckless driving, for sure. But I don't know how to arrest anybody. All I know is from watching the Andy Griffith Show my entire life. Like Barney Fife, I just walk up there, I'm like, hey! Would you mind rolling down the window? You want to get out of the vehicle there, buddy? You just keep on getting out, don't you? Want to know why I pulled you over? Because I'm an idiot. Man, it's funny now. I thought I was going to prison right there. He's like, you're so weird, I'll drop you off wherever you want to go. No, he literally was so confused and angry, he grabbed me by the back of my neck, threw me in his squad car and locked me in there. His little Trans Am squad car. He gets on his shoulder CB, 5 minutes later, 6 more popo roll up. I hadn't seen 6 people in 10 days in Kansas. All of a sudden, he gets back in, he's like, first off, who pulled over who? I said, I apologize, sir. The way you were swerving around, though, it looked to me like you'd fallen asleep behind the wheel. He said, swerving around? I was trying to get behind you to pull you over for speeding, but you wouldn't let me. I said, you never turn on your lights or your sirens. I didn't know who you were. Did you turn them on and I missed them? He goes, oh, well, you got me there, buddy. They went out on me yesterday. I'm like, well, I'll let you go if you let me go. He didn't let me go. He goes, you know how fast you were going back there? I said, I have no idea. My speedometer broke in 06. He said, I was pacing you at one point. You hit 104 miles an hour. What do you have to say about that? I said, sir, that is pretty good in a 3 out of 4 cylinder, a Suzu pickup truck. I say print that out. No, it is good to be here. I hope I live long enough to pay off my house. That's where I'm at in life. Getting a little older, got young kids. That's something I got to work on. I'm 50 with a 13-year-old boy and a 6-year-old baby girl. Thanks for being honest. I appreciate that. Like, I'm going to put him in my prayer group right now. Yeah. It's a little bit of work, and I'm okay with that. But recently, my wife has started talking about adoption. I'm like, honey, slow down. I don't think anybody is going to take these kids off our hands at this point. Start with the little one. I barely know her. Put them on Craigslist, see if you get a nibble. I don't know how it works. Some of y'all are like, that's not a bad idea right there. Put them on Craigslist. Yeah, some things are just a little bit harder when you're older with little ones. I'll just be honest, you know. You ever try to clip a baby's fingernails when you got on your bifocals? Yeah. Like playing whack-a-mole on a teeter-totter. Come on, where you? Stay in one place. Still think of her as my little baby. She's 6 now, so that's great. I know we got parents out there. Somebody with 7 kids. That's crazy. I don't know how you do it. But at least my kids are out of diapers. That was the worst part of the whole thing, you know. And that's $1 billion industry, man. I didn't know anything about it till we had our first child, and my wife got something called a diaper genie. Have you heard about a diaper genie? I was like, I don't have to change any diapers. Some genie's gonna hop out of there and change it. That is some false advertising. That is an $18 stinky bucket. That's what that is. There is no magic at all, let me tell you what. Some people have no idea what I'm talking about. That's all right. It's a garbage can that winds up the diapers in a big old sausage link so you can drag it out to the trash on Thursday. Let's go. If you see that genie, wish for some Febreze, because we are out. And I'm like a typical dad. I'd try to help out, but it would usually backfire. I mean, the first time we changed my little one outside of the house, we had to use one of those plastic koala bear Ebola dispensers. You ever seen those? Like, time to bust out the Purell, huh? Let me tell you. But I didn't know how it worked, so I was reading the safety sticker on there. That's the funniest thing I've ever read. It says, weight not to exceed 150 pounds. That is a big old baby right there. 150-pound baby. That is a rib-eating, bib-wearing. That's a state fair baby right there. Don't put it next to the butter sculpture of Garth Brooks. It could eat it. I mean, I'm 149. That baby could take me out. Like, I know as Americans, childhood obesity is an issue, but if your infant is pushing $150, put down the sweet tea and get out of the food court. Give her a shot. Kids, man. And if you got babies, you got to baby-proof your house. You ever tried doing that? That's a wasted time. We spent about 3 months on that, and they still get back in. Yeah. They find that doggy door in the garage. And you don't get much rest. You know, our first child didn't sleep through the night till he was 3. People would say stuff. One guy said, you need to sleep whenever that child sleeps. Never do that. Never. We totaled 3 minivans that first week. Yeah. I'm like, put some Red Bull in the sippy cup so we can get out of the driveway. Babies. But they grow up fast, you know, and the problem now is technology. If you're a parent, you got to choose. Are you going to be the parent or is technology going to be the parent, you know? My little girl, for her 6th birthday, said, what do you want, honey? She goes, Papa, I need to get an iPad Air 64 gigabytes with a built-in Wi-Fi. I'm like, well, you don't get one until I do, for starters, all right? I said, something else. She goes, how about an iPhone? I'm like, who you even calling, the Justin Bieber support line or something? You don't need an iPhone. I said, you should do what I did when I was your age. Go outside and get a stick and play with that for a couple hours, right? How many people play with the stick out there? Yeah, all kinds of stick people. That's right, all kinds. I said, get a wireless stick and see how that works out. Yeah, 64 hickory nuts, get a good one, you know? So she did. She went outside, got a stick. 5 minutes later, poked herself in the face. Had to get her an eye patch. That's right. I know. Sad. But if you got kids, you know they grow up fast. My 13-year-old, loved my 13-year-old, wasn't prepared for how many thoughts per day come out of a 13-year-old's brain. And I got to be honest, sometimes kids say stuff that kind of scares you, creeps you out. You ever have that happen? Yeah. One night I'm tucking my boy into bed, like, hey, buddy, hope you have sweet dreams. He looks up and goes, I hope you're still breathing when I wake up in the morning. What do you know that I don't know? Is Mama switching my medicine when I'm out of town? What's going on here? I was awake the next morning. I didn't sleep a wink. And the fun thing is sometimes they say funny stuff, but you can't always laugh because it's not always the right kind of funny. Does that make sense? One night we're brushing our teeth before we go to bed, and he's looking in the mirror at him for a while. Then I see him look over at me. Then back to him and back to me. I said, what's the matter there, bud? He said, Papa, I just noticed me and you, we kind of look alike. I said, yeah, what do you think about that? He goes, what are you going to do? You're going to go to bed early for starters. That's what you're going to do. You don't need a nightlight anymore. You're 13. I'm going to close your door all the way. Hope you're still breathing when I wake up in the morning. That's right. They're good kids. I got good kids. I got a phenomenal wife. How many guys got a phenomenal wife out there? Those were the smart guys making noise right there. You don't make some noise in here, you're going to hear it on the way home. I know that. Yeah, I've been married for 16 years, still learning on the job, still learning, but man, still paying off the wedding, I'm pretty sure, too. Man, we were right before our wedding, we had a storm come through Tennessee where I lived, and it put a tree down the middle of the reception hall at our church. So our service was still on, but we had to find a place on 2 days' notice for 300 people. And those hotels knew that. One guy said, I'll cut you a deal, give you the main ballroom for the night for $12,000. I said, who's getting cut and where is the deal? I said, 12, I'll get me a single wide and have it in there and keep it and make some money off of this deal. I'll hook it up and take the wedding to them. I said, I can't afford $12,000. Where can I have my reception at? That guy looked at me like, rest area, I-65. Man, he was right. That was easy access off the interstate for all the out-of-towners. Everything was bolted down so my in-laws couldn't haul it off to Arkansas. Had it catered by vending. That's the way to go right there. Lance and Thomas had all them crackers lined up. It was good. Yeah, my wife and I get along good. We still try to go on date nights. So I guess some of y'all are counting tonight as that. That's important. That's important, you know. When we first got married, we try to go out and do stuff. I live in Nashville, so we try to go line dancing. You ever gone line dancing? Mercy. That's like organized chaos, ain't it? It's like 3 steps over here. Oh, there's a big butt in my face. We're going to head over this way for a little while. That's a bigger butt, and that's a dude. Sorry, sir. It's like redneck twister, and I'm out of circles. Spin again, Greta. Hey, I like all kinds of music. I grew up in the 80s. Anybody get out of high school in the 80s out there? Anybody? All right. Thanks for staying up late on a Friday. I know it's... It was all heavy metal hair bands when I was in school. Kiss was my first concert in 1977, the year of our Lord, a long time ago. And I saw them last year, and whoo, they need the makeup this time around, don't they? That's a wagon load of ugly on tour right there. Whole concert sponsored by Mary Kay just to help them out. Four guys in a pink tour bus. But that was like the craziest band I could pick to go see when I was a kid. They've got guys now. My nephew wants me to take him to see a Marilyn Manson concert. I said, no, sir. You ever take a long look at that creature? You're like, did Howard Stern and Cher have a baby or something? What's going on? Get back in the house. I don't know what that is over there. I mean, I think it's a gimmick. I don't know, but that guy, you know. But my nephew's like, he's a millionaire. He must be doing something right. I'm like, well, maybe he started with 2 million. Maybe that's how it happened. I don't know. I'm very Tennessee. I grew up in Kentucky, but I'm in Tennessee now, and I love traveling. I love seeing parts of Tennessee in different parts of the country. Cracker Barrel, my favorite place to eat. Y'all like Cracker Barrel? Oh, love eating at Cracker Barrel. Almost died one time at a Cracker Barrel. And after it was all said and done, I was okay. I started thinking, this is where I should have my funeral reception at. They got rocking chairs out front for people to sit in and talk about you, you know. Play a big game of checkers out there. Yeah, I was sitting at the Cracker Barrel, and the tornado siren goes off down the street. And I start looking for a safe place to hide. Can you pick a more unsafe restaurant than a Cracker Barrel in a tornado? You ever look at the walls and ceilings? They got hose, pitchforks, antlers. Golf tees are flying at you 90 miles an hour. It's like a hillbilly matrix. Like, I was slipping on cherry cobbler for half an hour trying to get out. Love the Cracker Barrel. Love Chick-fil-A. I know y'all got Chick-fil-A too. That's great. What a great organization. I heard about this lady had a baby at a Chick-fil-A this past year in Texas. And the guy that ran the Chick-fil-A said that kid can eat here for free, and that kid can get a job here when they turn 14 if they want. I heard that, and I told my wife, if we're going to have another child, it's going to be at Ruth's Chris Steakhouse, because I'm not paying $18 for mashed potatoes again, thank you very much. Have you met my baby Ruth? I don't think so. Yeah, I got to watch what I eat, though, because I got too much high cholesterol. Went to the doctor, he said, your cholesterol level is 425. That's the highest in my county, so I get to go to regionals in a couple of weekends. I've been eating butter to get my numbers up. Juicing, you know? Yeah. Yeah, my doctor didn't laugh. He got angry. He's like, you need to immediately change your diet and your exercise programs. I'm like, that is going to be hard, because I am not currently running either program at this moment. I said, what should I do first? He goes, why don't you pick a diet and get on it and come back in a couple of months, we'll check you again. But he didn't say what diet. I like to eat meat, so I found the Atkins diet. You ever hear about the Atkins diet? Weird diet. You're supposed to eat meat 4 or 5 times a day. Then it recommends you smoke a cigarette and take a nap. That was a weird diet. It was the Chet Atkins diet that I got on. I don't know if y'all know Chet Atkins. But I didn't want to diet. Then he said you could exercise. I said, what do you recommend on that? He actually said, why don't you ride a bike 3 or 4 times a week for an hour at a time? I said, I'll tell you why not. I'm 50, right? It's not that I can't do it, but where I live in Tennessee, you see a guy on a bicycle, you don't think he's exercising. You're thinking that guy had a repo or a DUI. Right? I don't want to be that dude. So then I said, what else? He goes, well, there's medicine for it. I said, no doubt about that. Every commercial I see on TV now is all about pills. And the side effects are worse than what you start off with, aren't they? I got on Lipitor. They left out the side effect on that commercial. $8 a pill. $8, that's a Big Mac and a side of fries right there. $8 gone there. And they're little. One morning I got up to take my pill and I dropped it and I couldn't find it and I was out $8. So now I just wrap it up in a piece of bacon, swallow it whole every morning. I do. I melt cheese on there so it sticks real good. Sure enough. You get a toothpick in there, that's a pill in a blanket. Sell that back to Pfizer. Yeah. I'm not fighting getting old, but I'm realizing I'm getting old. Like when I got these glasses. When you get older, I'd never wore glasses before. Remember when you had to finally get them? Like little things would happen, right? And some you could deal with, some you couldn't. First time I noticed I needed glasses, I was like 30 minutes into a ZZ Top documentary on the TV. And it turned out to be Duck Dynasty. Like even the drummer let himself go. But the last time where I really knew I needed it, I had pulled up to a drive-thru and I couldn't read what was on the screen. So I just ordered what I thought they had. You ever done that? I just ballpark it. I'm like, I'll take a double cheeseburger, some onion rings, and a Coke. She's like, sir, we can't do that here. This is Bank of America. Okay, all right. I need to get out, sorry. I wanted to see those onion rings go through that tube. That'd been cool. I don't know, I got, like I say, my little kids, they like to watch all these superhero movies. Man, there's like a new one every other day, isn't there? I never liked it when I was a kid because I grew up on a farm. There was never like a country superhero. I could, like Hickman, that'd be something I could watch. Faster than a foreclosure, it's Hickman, you know? Able to leap a double wide in a single bound, Hickman, you know? Wouldn't have on a cape, he's got a ripped up Leonard Skinner t-shirt, just instead of a Batmobile, he's got an El Camino with 8-track. Come on! Something like that would be cool. Yeah, I don't know, man. My kids are fun. Sometimes they go on the road with me, sometimes they don't. Some places I go, they don't want to go. They want to go to Disney, but man, have you priced out a Disney family vacation? Just for the family of 4, the average price is $8,000 for 6 days. Getting there, getting back. And my wife goes, why don't we just have a garage sale and raise the money? I'm like, whose car are we going to sell out of the garage? Yours or mine? And I don't know that I trust Disney anymore. I watch too many of their movies. First thing they do is kill the parents off in the first 2 minutes, right? if you want me to pay $8,000, keep me alive, okay, Disney? That's all I'm asking. One movie where I'm there in the first 5 minutes, right? We were watching that movie Frozen the other day for like the 195th time, you know? When you got little ones, it's like, my little one, 6 years old, watches it every time. At the end of the movie, she doesn't know anything that happened. She doesn't, like, she's not understanding the story. I'm like, honey, don't you realize that one princess, she gets mad and she freezes people out, not only of the situation, but her life, and they have to warm up to her to come back, and what do you think she should do about that? A little 6-year-old goes, well, I reckon she should just cut off her hands. I'm like, what? What are you watching, Disney on ISIS? Hey, y'all been a whole lot of fun. Thanks for putting up with me tonight. Had a great time. Thank y'all.